My next guest is going to be fighting for some hardware this weekend at Showcase MMA 20. This Saturday, he's going to be taking on Joshua Oxendine. It is Randall Austin Jr. joining me here on the program for the very first time. Randall, how's it going, man?
Going well, my man. How are you?
Doing well, but I'm not fighting in a few days. You must be pretty excited to get back in there. Relatively a quick turnaround from your last fight.
Yeah, I just figured I was in the middle of some life issues. So, like, from January after the fight till about now, it's like I did a grappling match over in Knoxville, just to get the juices flowing, as you would say. And then just getting everyone ready for their fights up in March. My boy Stephen New got his belt, and Preston Schick and all them. I was getting them ready for their fights. So then after they were done with their fights, I went into my camp. So I was already, ready to rock and roll after March. But I got an opportunity from Casey Oxendine and Brandon Watt saying, hey, Josh wants to fight you for a title. And I took it like that.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to roll.
No, it's a great matchup. We'll preview that in a second here. But first time I've had a chance to speak with you. How did you get involved in combat sports? Where did this journey begin for you?
I actually started wrestling in high school. I wasn't really, the most stellar wrestler out there. I, wrestled varsity some, but I started with wrestling, and then I went to judo. Actually, my stepdad, he basically said, "Hey, there's a judo studio around. It's like local, like free of charge or not free of charge, but like very small." So we went over there, and then I, did some judo with Sensei Brian Rowe over at Johnson City Judo Club, and then some of the guys there were with Team Oxendine with Casey. So I went over to Casey's, started training jiu-jitsu, and then I started doing kickboxing and fell in love with it. And I got my first fight within a year after that, and never looked back since. I enjoy the ride, enjoy everything. Hell, I even enjoy sometimes the weight cut, even though, like, sometimes I get irritable and I can't eat the things that I want to eat. But, I mean, that's just part of the process and part of the sacrifice. So I just enjoy everything about it.
Were you like an MMA fan while this was all going on, or did that come after once you started training?
No, I was a huge MMA fan. I actually grew up watching Ultimate Fighter. I don't know if it'll make you old or not, but whenever I was about 7 or 8, I remember watching Ultimate Fighter with my stepdad, the first one. And he was like, you see those guys over there, like Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture, they were the coaches of that season. And he's like, you see those guys right there? Those guys are real, man. And something like that. And I was like, they fight for real. And I was always watching. I was like, wow, these guys are crazy. And then I grew up watching, whenever it was summer break, you're up real late because you got no school. So they had Pride reruns on Versus, the TV channel Versus, and they had Best of Pride and Pride reruns, and I would watch that with my brother. And me and my brother are avid professional wrestling fans, so we actually were practicing Achilles locks and strike holds and all that way before we even started training. So it started at a really young age. We appreciated both mixed martial arts and professional wrestling, and this has been our thing for a while.
Now, along with fighting, do you have another job, or what do you do? What's paying the bills for you right now?
Right now, I'm doing. I actually have 2 jobs. I actually work at a body shop as a detailer with my brother, and on weekends I'll work at Freiburg's German restaurant as a line cook. So
nice.
I got 2 jobs, and I both balance out to where I can train as much as I can. So it actually works out pretty well. I actually have to a set down. I have everything to a T. So it's not interfering with my training or interfering with my professional fighting career. It's all it all just works out for me.
Awesome. Let's talk about Joshua Oxendine, 7-fight veteran. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I actually first ran into him in Anderson, South Carolina. My brother's last fight. My brother hasn't fought in a while. A lot of personal issues and injury. But I first ran into him at age 6'4", and he was fighting Daniel Gary that night. And anyway, needless to say, knowing Josh and seeing Josh fight all these years, I always knew I was going to eventually fight him. It's just awesome that it's for a title, but I eventually knew I was going to fight him anyway. Like, it was just in the cards. Like, I just felt like eventually we'd meet each other in the cage one day.
Very cool. Okay, so does that make it easier training for a guy like that you were very familiar with, as opposed to, say, some new guy that you never heard of?
Yeah, it doesn't really change. Like, I fought guys that I knew, and I fought guys that I didn't know. It doesn't change. Like, it's just, the same usual business. Like, we're getting ready to do battle, and we're getting ready to fight, so it doesn't change. Like, I always prepare for everyone. Like, even though if it's like, let's say, like, it's a very, very, very favorable fight,
yeah,
then I'd train for it just like if it was an unfavorable fight, like if I was the underdog or something. Like, I always train, like, for worst case scenario. Like, that one fight where Anthony Rebel Johnson fought that one dude in Bellator recently,
yeah,
where he threw that right hand, the first right hand he threw, and he broke his hand.
Yeah.
And he's fighting with one hand. Like, that could happen. You never know. So I always train for every scenario, worst case scenario. I always train accordingly. Like, I don't I don't look past nobody. I know that Josh has dangerous weapons, but at the same token, I know I have dangerous weapons. So it should be a banger. I can't wait.
Training partners, who are some of the main guys you've been working with ahead of this fight?
The main training partners I've been working with have been mostly the big boys. Like, I've been training with my boy Hunter Flaherty, Chance Glode, Spencer. I forgot his last name.
No worries. You get punched in the head. You're not supposed to do a roll call, right? So I got it.
He's gonna get me. He's gonna be like, "Damn, you forgot my last name." Training with Dalton was a little, he was taking time off after his fight, and he came back in during the last few weeks. Preston Schick and all the other guys.
Awesome, good stuff.
All the other, Team Oxendine, whoever could I could roll with. The general population. That's pretty much been who I've been training with, and of course my coach Casey Oxendine.
Of course, the great Casey Oxendine. How do you see this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you envision the fight unfolding?
I hate predictions, man. Like, it just seems like guys who do predictions, like, oh yeah, first round knockout. Like, that seems like a dick move to me. Personally, I don't do predictions, but what I can tell you is we're not going to make it to the final bell. Like, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a finish involved. That's all I got to say.
Gotcha.
We're both going to come out swinging. We're all going to be banging. We're all going to try to finish one another. We're all trying to get to that next step. So, it's all guns blazing. This fight is.
I'm sure, short-term goals. If you go out there, get the win, you'll be 3-0. Are you sort of looking at contender series? Is that something sort of that, you kind of have your eye on, or you just take it fight to fight? What's sort of the short-term plans in terms of your career?
It would be awesome if Contender Series would give me a shout out, and give me the opportunity to fight on their show and progress from there. But also, I would like to. I know there's travel restrictions in Japan right now, but I really want to fight for Risen.
Nice.
Personally.
Okay. Yeah. Who wouldn't? That's like a milestone for any fighter, I would think, right?
I grew up watching, Pride, and I grew up watching, Japanese pro wrestling. So it would be like awesome to fight for Risen and go through their ranks.
Very cool. Well, in the meantime, we're looking forward to this fight. It's Showcase MMA 20 this Saturday. Randall, it was great talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, I'll give you the last word.
Alrighty. You can follow me on Randall Samurai on Instagram, Randall Warboy Austin on Facebook. My sponsors are Gold Spectrum CBD, Wilcox Strength and Conditioning, Adam Townsend Plumbing, Crab Catcher's Restaurant, Charlie by Design, Bushido Bags.
And they could probably find the rest in your social media, right? You're usually posting it on there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Full Contact Fighter, High Quality Culture. I got their hoodie on. And, that's about it, man. Yeah, one thing. Biker wear. They have everything biker. They're on the Bristol Highway. You go over there, check them out. You get a bike, you get some clothing. Look, if you want to look like a biker, like you just watch some. What's that show called? Yeah, if you watch Sons of Anarchy, and you don't ride bikes, you just want to look the part. Go ahead, go over there and get yourself some leather.